Hello, everybody. It has been almost 3 years since we have reached out and kind of spotlighted someone this year. And so now, on behalf of the Western Grove Church family, we decided that we were going to do an all-year sponsor instead of a back-to-school bash. So right now, we're going to be sitting down with my best friend and sister, Miss Stacey Manigo-Holmes, and we're going to be following her throughout the year so we can keep up with her and her students and just kind of help them in any way that is needed, because we know as teachers usually have to put money out of their own pockets, and it's hard to find the resources outside of their families to get the help that they need to keep the students engaged. So this year, as I said, we're going to spotlight her and one other person. So please keep following and looking just to kind of be updated with her class. The hope is that in the middle of the year or sometime when we can schedule, I'll go sit in her classroom and actually see how she interacts with the students, so then that way we can get a full picture of what a teacher actually does. So first and foremost, I want to say, Stacey, welcome to Wesley Grove and the YouTube followers, and it is an honor because you are my sister, and I have heard nothing but great things, as I would not expect anything less, of how great of a teacher you are. So we're going to kind of dabble into that a little bit. This, as you said, we only got 20 minutes.
That's right, 20 minutes.
So I'm going to try my best to keep us on track, because it's going to be tough. So if you want to, just kind of introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, as Joyce said, my name is Stacey Manigo-Holmes, and I am a kindergarten teacher at Blackstreet Early Childhood Center. This is my 25th year as an educator. I started out as a paraprofessional, and then I moved to discovery teacher, and I did that for about 10 years, and this is my 4th year teaching kindergarten. Absolutely love what I do, absolutely love my babies, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. I love what I do.
Okay, so now I heard you say, and I know Pappy has given us like 15 questions that, and if I don't follow him, he's gonna kill me. But I said, when you and I sit down together, I said, this is gonna be like us being at home, relaxing with mama and having a good old time laughing. But we want the people to understand just how important it is for the teachers to get the resources that they need and serve in terms of, school supplies. We tried to make it look half decent up here, but I'm sure that you last year probably had to do a lot more with that. So first of all, I'm going to go with Pappy first question, and it says, what inspired you to become a teacher, and how has that motivation evolved throughout your career?
Okay. What's inspired me to be a teacher? I think I've always wanted to be a teacher. I can't think. Well, I will say this. My mom was and she would get me if I didn't say this on camera. Yes. But my mom was an educator. She did it for, I think, about 34 years. And then my Aunt Betty, she was an educator because she was a director at the daycare down in Neals. So I have that background in my family, and I think that did influence, but I've always wanted to be a teacher. I think about myself when I was a kid. I always wanted to play school, and when I played school, I was the teacher. Yes. I was the teacher. And I also, when somebody else asked me that question too, and I told them the same exact thing, and then I said this story I always remember when I was in kindergarten. I went around and I corrected the kids' papers, and I put a happy face on everybody's paper because I was the teacher, and I got in trouble for it. And look, I never did it again, but I think that has just always been my passion to want to be a teacher. And then when I went off to college, I decided that I wanted to major in elementary ed. So I think it's something that I've always wanted to do. What motivates me now is the passion. I've always had the passion to be a teacher, and as a teacher, I am very, very, very passionate about what I do. I take it very seriously. What I do.
And you know what was interesting is that when we said, I got with our committee and I said, hey, we're going to spotlight some teachers, and one of our committee members, I said, I think I could do my best friend Stacey. And she was like, is that Miss Holmes? And I said, yep. She said, oh, she's good. Oh, she's good.
Well,
So
thank you,
Miss
thank
ST was raving, and that's when I was like, I just want to do my shoulders and
Exactly.
say, oh, that's my sister.
That's
We've been friends.
And ST
family.
and I are good friends,
And that's
and
what
we
she
worked
said.
together to, I started out, when I first started out my career at Blackstreet Elementary, that's when me and Miss ST, she was our PE teacher.
Mm-hmm. And she mentioned it, so I was like, oh, everybody thought it was an excellent idea. So I was like,
Good, thank
oh,
you.
great, you know, living in Columbia,
Uh-huh.
I was like, or Lexington, I say,
Uh-huh.
it's hard to get back and look and be like, oh, what is Stacey doing? And then it's
Exactly.
like, but
Exactly.
you hear so much good things about it, then I'm just like, I just gloat, because I'm like, I can always stand
That's
up
right.
and
That's
stand
your-
tall.
that's your
That's
sister
my
friend.
sister.
That's right.
That's my
Yeah.
sister, and I know her. So I'm like, I want her autograph. So instead of getting your autograph, now I got you doing an interview.
That's
So
right, that's right.
this
This
is
will work.
this is the best. So I
Mhm.
said it's good when the teachers themselves can kind of give you the accolades that you
Mhm.
actually deserve. So I guess I'm adding an extra question in here.
Mhm.
Do you think that you deserve the notoriety that you're getting?
I'm a person, and my colleagues tell me this all the time. I'm very humble.
Yes, you
very
are.
humble, and I never think I deserve anything. I just do what I do, and then when I get the recognition for it, then I'm like I don't like all of that, you know. And they're like, you don't ever like to be recognized, but you do good. You do at what good at what you do, and you deserve it. But it's just like I don't ever think that I deserve it. It's
Yeah.
just like what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's just you.
That's
That's
just me. I get that from my daddy, because my mom is not like that.
We are not going to be talking about Mom Manigo. No, we are not. So that way she is not killing me. But I was just kind of elated over how. And then I saw something on Facebook at one point that they actually gave you an award.
I think it's been about I don't know what time it's been, but it's been a while. I've gotten staff support of the year. And then this year I got above and beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about it. See, I don't even remember. But this year I got above and beyond. I did. Yeah. So I do.
Okay. So see, now we know we're doing something good by
Yeah.
spotlighting you, because then we get to see exactly how the teachers interact and
Exactly.
everything.
Exactly.
So and the next question was, well, we already asked that, what particular person influenced you, and you already have said that.
Yeah.
So Pappy will be proud that we're kind of moving through these questions. You must have knew something. And so I'm going to skip. We're already on number 4. So how would you describe your teaching philosophy overall and your overall approach to education?
Well, my philosophy is I tell my parents, I start this off at the beginning of the year at the Meet the Teacher Night, and I let them know what type of teacher I am. And I am a teacher that I'm firm, but I'm loving. I mean, I have to say that I'm blessed to have the right balance between that, because I'm firm. I mean what I say, but then I love them the same, and the children can tell that. So I tell parents all the time, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and that's just it.
And you have to.
And I do, but I love them the same, and they know I love them. But I feel like in order to have a classroom that you can control and manage, you have to have that. You can't have one without the other. So that's my philosophy. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. I'm firm but loving.
So I remember one of my cousins was actually in your class, and you didn't realize, I think it was maybe one of Toya kids. And it wasn't
I had a couple.
you had a couple of
because I had the
them.
twins.
Yep.
I had the twins when I was in the
And it's always funny, because it's like, growing up, you never expected my cousin's kids to be in your class. It's like, that's something that
you don't. And I'm getting to the point now where kids I had in kindergarten, I'm getting their kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all getting old.
Not you.
Boy, y'all getting old. I'm telling you, so it's just that circle. You don't, especially in kindergarten, you just don't picture that circle going that quick.
Absolutely.
You know, you just don't think you're gonna see that. But thank God that I have seen my kindergarten babies bring their kids.
That is all right.
Yeah.
So now, what value, guides you to teach?
Values.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my values is because I love children,
Mm-hmm.
and children need guidance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and just like I just learned this. I'm working on my master's,
Okay.
so I'm taking some classes now. And one of the theorists said that children need to be taught by older people who already know.
Mm-hmm.
So if a child doesn't have someone that already knows to teach them, then how will they ever learn?
That's true.
So I value that. I value that. So as an adult, as a teacher, and not just teachers, I mean parents, everybody in the school, cafeteria workers, custodians, principals, administrators, every adult in the building has some part where they can teach a child.
Alright.
So I value that. I value that as an adult, as a teacher, and I have this child in kindergarten, a kindergartner. That's where the foundations start. That's my job, to teach them and to teach them right, because believe it or not, they remember what they learned in kindergarten.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
They remember that. So
And what's interesting is that you said about you love the kids. We didn't even mention that you have two of your own.
I do, and I love my
Yes,
babies.
we
They
have
too.
Austin and we have Samaya.
I know, and I didn't. Yeah,
Yes.
my kids are grown, but
Yeah.
like I start with them. I love everybody's kids.
Yes.
I love my kids, my nieces and nephews.
Mhm.
Like my niece, everybody thinks she's mine because I got her behind me, like she's mine. But look, it doesn't matter if they're in my care. I love them.
Oh,
I love them.
absolutely.
Like, and my babies at school, I love those babies. I will go to the in and back for them
Mhm.
because they mine while they in the class. I tell them I'm your mom at school. I'm your
Exactly.
school mom, and I mean that.
And some
Yeah.
kids don't, when they leave school and they go home, they don't have that
No,
support.
some of them don't. Some
And
of
that's
them,
the sad part.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it is good that you're giving them that in the schoolhouse,
Mhm.
and then they're there pretty much 10 to 12 hours
Exactly.
a day.
I think I spend more wait time with them than they
Correct.
do at home. So
Correct.
I always tell other teachers in my paraprofessional, what we do with them, the time that we have, that might be all they get that day. So
Correct.
make the most of it.
Absolutely.
I give hugs, I hold, and I talk to them, I listen to them. Even sometimes they talk, and I have to be like, okay, just hold that thought, and when we have a little more time, I can finish listening to it.
Mhm.
But I never make them think that I don't have time to listen to it.
Correct.
I mean,
Okay.
I have time right then, but I want them to know we can come back and we'll finish talking about that. But
And then they need more teachers like that where
Yeah.
they are focused on the kids
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
just a student or someone in the classroom.
And you can't. It's hard to believe, but and I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. And I'm a person that just tells the truth.
Mhm.
You got teachers that just basically come just to get a job done and go home. They can, their passion is not like some other teachers, and they don't have that compassion for kids like that. It's just, let me get this job done and get them back home.
Yeah. And I realized that it wasn't until, as I call him, my musician friend Kevin Wiggins, he was a 7th grade math teacher, and I told him that I never realized how much his dedication affected the kids. Because if you have a teacher that's not dedicated, you can tell within the kids when they go from one class to the next, they don't care, and they behave a certain way.
Exactly.
But then when they got to his class, they were, and that was middle school.
Exactly.
So, if you can get them when they're younger and teach them, almost like being in church.
Exactly.
You gotta teach them the way that they need to go, and they'll never depart from it. So then here, you're teaching them, you're guiding them, and you're focused and getting them to the next step. Because this is a cruel world.
It is.
And if they don't have
It
that
is.
interaction, most of these kids won't make
They
it.
won't,
Yeah.
and you don't realize it starts at home, but then it's a big influence at school too.
Yeah.
It makes a difference at school. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it makes a difference.
Right, I'm just loving this here. So now, what strategies do you use to maintain the students' attention?
I couldn't wait to get to that question. My strategy is because as you can imagine with the little ones, they get bored easily.
Oh,
They can't.
absolutely.
Their attention span is 2 seconds sometimes. So sometimes you have to come up with different little ways to keep their attention.
Mhm.
Well, mine is my little funny ways and my jokes, I let them know that we're gonna have fun in this class. You know,
Right.
That's one of my rules that I have in the classroom. My very last rule is have fun,
Okay.
and I make that a big thing. I want you to have fun in here. I make the class fun because I want to have fun. I don't want to be bored out, throughout the day coming in and you doing the same thing, the same way, same pace, same tone every day. So I make it fun. I like to joke and I like to laugh.
Yes.
So me and my kids, we joke and laugh all the time. I mean, I'll be sitting on the rug and we'll be doing something and I'll just think of a story and whatever I think, if it's a story, a funny story, and I just tell them and I laugh, and then they laugh with me. And even at the end of the year, I had to make this comment about me doing that, and I had to thank them for always laughing at my jokes, even the corny ones, because they always laughed.
But I'm about to have a joke myself, because you said you are sitting on the road.
Well, I got a stool.
Okay.
I got a stool. But yes, I can. Yes, I do get on the rug.
See here,
I get on the rug. I get on my knees. It is no problem getting down there. It is just a little bit get back up.
That's why I'm checking. That's
But
why I'm checking.
Yeah, but I managed to get up and I get down. And I like to, and just like you said, now I can't. And sometimes I do sit on the rug with them.
Okay.
Because sometimes I do. But I like to be at their level. So I have a little stool that I sit on.
Okay.
This year, my sciatic nerves have been acting up, so I've been having to bring my little rolling chair a little more.
Okay.
But yeah, I get on the road with them.
I hear you.
I get on the road.
It is only me.
That's
It is
all
only
right.
me.
Yeah, it's only
I'm
us.
only a couple of hours ahead of her in age.
But
so-
I always told it made a difference that you were older. I told you, now you believe me. You were older.
Because I'm already traumatized about sitting on the floor. And I'm like, how would I have gotten up? So that was my only question. So glad you are one of us.
I
still
get
up.
on the floor with the kids, and I even lay on my stomach sometimes when they are.
Go ahead,
You
girl.
wait till you come visit me.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
see.
Oh,
I'm
gonna
gonna show
be
out
ready.
for you when you come
Uh-oh.
visit.
This is gonna be a treat, everybody. I can't wait. We are gonna have this scheduled, so y'all stay tuned for that part. This is gonna be fun. I can promise you, I am not getting on the floor with her, though. That I can promise you. So now, how do you support students who have difficult abilities, background, and learning needs?
Okay, so like I was telling you before we started the interview, every class, every year, no child learns the same. Every child has a different learning ability. Every child has a different background. Every child has different traditions. Every child has different backgrounds. So as a teacher, you have to take that in consideration. You have to. So for me, I'm a flexible person. I'm flexible. You got some teachers that they just stuck in their ways and they just do the way they, were taught to do or whatever. Well, once I close my door, whatever I need to do in that classroom to reach my kids, that's what Miss Holmes gonna do. I'm flexible. I'm willing to, if I give it one way and I look and I'm like, okay, I don't think that child got it or these group of kids got it, so let me try another way. So I'll come up with another strategy, another way, another lesson. A total lesson I'll come up with to help this child get it, because my intention is I want every child to get it when I leave. So whatever I have to do, I'll be talking in the mix of it and say, we'll do this, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, you know what? No, y'all, we're gonna do such and such. So I'm flexible. Whatever I feel like we need, I'm not afraid to do it. So that's I look at each child individually. I'm always observing and seeing what they need or what they didn't get, and then I'm willing to be flexible and do whatever I need to do, even if I gotta get down on the floor with them and do it, whatever I need to do, because
y'all noticing she keep throwing that word flexible in there, and I can promise you that is not this side over here. So we're gonna let her keep having her flexibility.
Very flexible, exactly. Yeah,
but that is awesome, because I know, like you were saying, we were having questions before the actual interview started, and you were saying how last year was the first year you actually had 20 students. So, and you were going to go ahead and accept that challenge again this year. So on an average, do each teacher get to decide how many students are in the class, or they just kind of tell y'all?
No, we get a roster. We get a roster, and we're told how many kids. The first year I taught kindergarten, I had a total of 26 kids.
Oh, wow.
So but being that I have a class makeup that I have, they're gonna cap me off at 20 kids. But the other teachers have 20 plus. But in kindergarten, we can have up to 30 kids.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and there was a year, and that was before I actually taught kindergarten. Some of the teachers had almost 30 kids in their class, and that's a lot of kindergarten. That's a lot of kids in one class.
So what's the ratio between teacher and aide and all those students?
So it'll be 10 to 1.
10 to 1? Okay.
But really, it's only in pre-K.
Okay.
In kindergarten, you can kind of get away with it,
With a
but in
little bit
pre-K,
more.
you definitely have to have 10 to 1 kids
Okay.
in there. So that's a lot of, in our pre-K class, they never get more than 20 kids because it's only 2 assistants.
Okay.
But in kindergarten, it's not mandated that you got, it has to be 10 to 1, but you have to have 2 adults in there for that, yeah.
So now, do you have the same aide helping you, or throughout the year, do they rotate you with someone else?
That's something we look at. You hope to have the same one,
Mhm.
but it depends. It depends on the relationship that you have between you and your assistants. It depends on the principal. I mean, the principal looks at it and think if it's a better fit with somebody else. So it's just different things that determine. I've been doing kindergarten. This is my 4th year, and this is my 2nd assistant.
Okay.
So in the first one, I tell everybody, I get along with everybody,
Yes,
so
you
it's
do.
not gonna be me. I'm a people person.
Yes, you are.
I get along with everybody, so it's not gonna be, if I don't have the same assistant, it's because it was a choice or either a better opportunity. So like my first assistant, I absolutely love Miss Jackson. Me and her got along very well, but it was a better opportunity. She moved up. She got another position within the school, but another position. I was not happy about that. But my assistant this year, Miss Folk, I absolutely love Miss Folk too, and she's back with me this year. So I've been fortunate enough to have 2 very good assistants.
Okay.
But yeah, but it just depends on the principal. It depends on if that person desires to do something else. But,
Okay.
yeah.
That is all right. So let's see. What is one of the most challenging situations you face as a teacher, and how did you handle it? Oh, that sounds like a devilish laugh.
Well, because when you work with kindergartners, I
Mm.
mean, just working with those little babies and
Oh,
all those
yes.
different personalities,
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
challenging within itself.
Mhm.
I mean, just being a teacher is a challenge. But for me, the most challenging, I would say, I have high expectations, and when a child comes in, and they're gonna cry. They're gonna cry.
Mhm.
They're gonna cry. They're gonna have little tantrums and all of that stuff. But that is the most challenging for me, the crying,
Yeah.
the crying and the whining and
We know you don't do
I don't. And I'm loving. I am,
Yes,
but I'm being
whining.
honest
Yes,
here.
not whining.
That is the most challenging. And I've always said, pre-K. I was an assistant in pre-K for about 5 years, and I had to really get used to that because they are really babyish. They really quiet and whine, and I really had to get used to that. Kindergartners, you would believe that it's just 1 year different, but it's a major difference in their behavior.
Nowadays,
yeah.
yes.
So kindergarten is like little grown people, So when they come in, that's really challenging for me when you got them and they crying, whatever, and I allow it to go on for a while, and then after a while I'm like, okay, that's enough of that. We've been in school for 2 weeks. We're big boys and girls now.
Yes.
We have to stop all of that crying. So and I get through to them with that. I mean, they respect me for that,
Mhm.
and normally they give me what I ask for,
Okay.
like that. So I have to say that I'm just that's my most challenging part with the kids. When I have the whining and crying and whatever, and I can deal with it and I can take it, but then after a while it's like, okay, that's done. It's over with.
Come on, suck it up. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's what I'm like. You big boy, suck it up, Look, y'all big now, and they do it. And then I watch kids, they'll look at me and they'll be crying and they'll see me looking and go, and I turn and I laugh at myself. I'm like,
You even got Rico laughing at that one.
yeah, but look, they know I love them though. They know I love them, but I have to laugh when they be trying to get themselves together before I even see them. But I don't expect any more out of them than a 5 or 6 year old.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I'll be like, you know, if they having a bad day, I understand that they have a bad day and that's all. But you know, I kind of deal with it as it comes.
Right.
Yeah. But that is the most challenging. That the
God.
crying and the whining, I can do a little bit, but I can't do much of that.
Oh my God. Abby's gonna be so proud of this. So the next question was, how do you motivate the students that are struggling or seem uninterested in learning?
Okay. And again, I go back to that with my the fact that I like to have fun.
Mhm.
So I'm always praising them, always hyping them up, always making them think that they can do it. You know,
Mhm.
even if they can't, I'll be like, no, you do it, you try. You know, I don't give in to just doing it for them. No,
Absolutely.
you try, you whatever. And then when they get it, they'll come to me, Miss Holmes, and I'll be like, see, why you got me doing your work? Why you make? I told you can do it. You know, so I make it fun. I joke with them, and then I make it a big deal when they do things.
Right.
And
Okay.
then like I love treats. That's where half my money go because I just buy all kind of treats for them. Anytime I'm in the store, I'm buying. But I let them know that when you do well and you try, you deserve a reward for it.
That's right.
And they know that they can get them. Now they know they don't get them easy because I let them know that my money buy is not Blackstreet Early Childhood Center,
That's right.
and I don't have to give it to you. You know,
Mhm.
you have to work for it. But I constantly praise them. I constantly encourage them and make them realize that they can do whatever. And I'm gonna tell this story. I said I wasn't gonna do it when you got to this question, and I say this, it was at field day. We played a game of tug of war. We were playing tug of war. So the PE teacher made it competitive this year where you competed against the class that won competed against the next class.
Mhm.
Well, my babies were, you know, some classes are rough and tough and I had the good babies. My kids they were the little, you know, the good ones. They weren't rough and tough. So everybody wanted to compete against my class because everybody thought they were gonna beat them, right?
Uh-huh.
So we went and I got in their head. That's what I said. I pushed them, I motivated them, I told them they can do it. When they were out there doing it, I was the loudest person out there. Y'all got it, keep on, pull y'all almost there. You know, that's what I do. I keep encouraging them and stay in their head, letting them know that you can do it. So first tug of war, they won.
Oh.
Well, okay, Miss Holmes, your class up against the next one. We get the next one. Oh, they were ready. They thinking they were gonna get me because okay, we got this big little boy that looked like he about in second grade and he's strong. But so they thought my little baby's little, right? So we go. I mean, they had again this year. Well, guess what? We won that one again. So I'm not gonna go through the whole story. We were the tug of war champions. We did 4 classes, right?
Go ahead, girl.
And I say that to say this because I stick at this is a moral to that story. It's not about the competition. It's not about winning. It was because I got in their heads.
That's right.
I made them realize that they could do it. I made them believe that they
That's
can do
right.
it. I pushed them, and they gave me just what they asked for. And I even said that at graduation. I got all teary-eyed. I'll never cry. I'm not a crier. But I even told them, I said, parents, they even won tug of war for me. But, you know, whatever I asked these kids to do, and going back to the question, that's how that's how I made my kids realize when they struggle. I made them realize that no matter what, you can do it. You know, get it out your head. I told them, don't come to me, but I can't do this, Miss Holmes. I need you. No, you can do it. So that was my strategy. You can do it. Don't come saying you can't do it. You know. So yeah, but that was I've taken that story with me all year because that was a learning experience for me that if you can motivate a child, you can get just what you want out of that child.
And that's even as an adult.
That's not for real.
Because, you know, we sit here and we're our worst enemy.
Exactly.
We kind of tell ourselves we
You
can't do this,
exactly,
we can't do that.
Exactly.
But if we actually just put in our minds exactly what you just told us, to motivate our own selves,
exactly.
then we could actually do more
You can do
things.
more. You can do more.
And you said something, and I wanted to make sure that we kind of touched on it. You spent the money out of your pocket. And do the teachers get any kind of aid?
We do.
to
We do.
help?
At the beginning of the year, we get one check. They give us
And
a
that's
check.
what I thought
Yeah, they
someone
do
told
give us
me.
a check. They do. But you spend much more than
And
that.
that's what,
Yeah, you
and
spend
that's
much more
why
than that.
we felt that this would be a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Because one-time check is not, you got
No.
365 days.
Yeah.
Well, half
Well,
of that.
180 days, yeah.
180 days of school.
Yeah.
And just alone, as we were trying to prepare for your wish list, I was just like, this would probably only be for the first 2 or 3 months.
That's it. And that's not even everything I need. That's just
Correct.
something. Like I got so much more I have to buy. And just like you said, when you go through the year, you constantly need things.
Yeah.
You constantly. And then I'm a teacher, you know, I try to get it myself. I don't
Pride. I know you.
I don't ask.
I know the
I
pride.
don't bother my parents for
Yes.
a lot of things.
Yes.
Sometimes I do it because I remember when my kids were in school, I wanted to do things. I wanted. So sometimes I'll remember and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna ask the parents to send in this or that. But it's just like, just send in 1 pack of M&Ms or send in a pack of ice cream cones or something when we do a little activity. But most of the things, I buy it.
And a lot of teachers are doing that, where they can't, they're not getting enough resources, which is why we're so happy about this sponsorship and this partnership, because it's like, you know, with us, our church being such a small church, that we constantly begging people, hey, do you need help? You know, we're trying to help the Cottageville community, but most people don't like to reach out. And so it's just, I don't know if pride has a lot to do with it. We hear about certain things, and then most people are already taken care of. So it's good when we know that the need of a teacher is 180 days a year.
It is.
And so it's just that, you know, at some point the church may or may not be able to help, but at least keep us in mind to say, hey, this is my wish list.
Well, I definitely appreciate
And-
this.
and-
Wesley Grove, I appreciate this so much. I mean, this is a big help.
Yes.
Because even nowadays, teachers are putting like Amazon wish lists on
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes.
And I don't have a problem about anybody who does that, but me,
that's not you.
I just don't, you know, I can't. So when you came and told me, make a wish list, and I got on the wish list, you know.
She's different. It's different only because I'm her sister, so she's just like, oh, I don't have to worry about her.
Exactly. So I was excited because
Yes.
we welcome, because we do spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the districts, you know, don't
do what
have.
they
They do what they can. They don't have a lot, you know. And they give us what they have, you know. And I had a really good. I said had because my principal's moving on this year, but my principal was really good at anytime she had money or extra money, she would say, hey y'all, I got some extra money I can do.
Great.
Let me know what y'all need, you know. So we got a lot of extra things this year because she had, you know, extra money. So, and I'm a person, whenever somebody offer it to me, I'm like, yeah, I need it, I get it. But so but I really appreciate this. This has helped out a lot because my kids got chicken nuggets and fries from me this year. I just, like my niece always say, Aunt Stacey, you do too much. You just do too much. I was like, hey, they made 100s on that math test like that. Like I asked them, what y'all want? Y'all want pizza, chicken nuggets and fries?
Yes.
My kids love chicken nuggets and fries. Well,
Okay, well,
I went to
we'll remember
McDonald's.
that.
Look,
We'll remember
McDonald's one time, and the second time we had to go to Wendy's, and then I said, y'all, I ain't got no more money for no chicken nuggets and fries. So.
See, you have to let us know, then that way we'll be like, we're sending the gift card.
That's
We're
right.
sending the
Just
gift
let
card.
I ain't tell her, hey, Ms. Holmes ain't got no money for chicken nuggets and fries, so we just go get some ice cream today.
See, we need a Chick-fil-A on Roseboro. That's what it is. Be like,
Exactly.
send the tray of nuggets. That's what it is, a tray of nuggets and some fries, and they'll be good to go. So
But
most kids don't like Chick-fil-A nuggets.
They do.
No, they prefer the McDonald's.
They do. They
the
prefer
McDonald's
the
nuggets.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's us old folks.
Yeah,
that like
that.
Yes,
They don't care
yes,
about the real chicken.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So now, how has technology influenced the way that you teach and communicate?
Technology is not my friend.
Oh my God.
Technology
Come on,
is not my friend. I am not tech savvy. And being a teacher has definitely made a difference with that for me.
Okay.
Because everything is technology.
Yes, correct.
And I had to learn it. I had to learn it because I had to do it. So
You can do it,
Yeah,
Ms. Holmes.
I had to do it. I had to do it. So you know, the tests. The kids' tests are on the computers. They have already assessments, different assessments that they have to do on computers. So I had to learn how to maneuver technology because that's what it is now. Right. They give us smart boards.
And I was going to ask you.
That's
about
technology. We got our lesson plans and work is everything is Google Docs, Google Slide, you know. When I first heard, I was like, what is Google Docs? What is that? You know. But again, my niece Talia, if it wasn't for her showing me, I don't know if how I would be with that. But yeah, I've had the technology is a big thing now, especially with these kids. 21st kids, I have to say it. That's what they know.
That's it.
That's what they know. We know encyclopedias. Correct. These kids don't know what an encyclopedia
exactly.
is.
They never heard
we know going to the library, going to the card catalog and look up. They don't know what that is. But one thing about them, I have to say that they can help me. Because when I'm on that smart board, I'm like, what is going on with this smart board, y'all? I don't know. I pushed it. I put it. How about Miss Holmes? You have it paused, Miss Holmes. Miss Holmes, you don't have it. So my kids help me. They know, and look, it has been easier because they will tell me exactly. And then I'll go up there, go ahead and just do it. Just put it where I need it to be. And believe it or not, my kindergartners, they know exactly what to do. They help me out a lot. So.
And I understand because our two little ones, London Lincoln, show Papa.
That's it.
You know, Daddy don't know. I thought I was bad.
No.
But Daddy, he just learning how to text.
I know.
They are just.
My mama the same way.
Oh, now we need to talk about
that. The same way. She just learning how. She don't even know how to order online, y'all. So
my goodness. But see here, but she don't have to because she have.
Well, that's what she hates. But yeah.
And see, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, between Brandy and your twin Talia, I figured those two would have been the two that would have actually.
They are. Well, Brandy could, but Brandy's not. Brandy don't have the patience Talia got, so it's me and Talia.
Okay, see here, we're not gonna talk about Brandy Line and her patience. So we're gonna go ahead because she gonna kill and say, why is my name brought up?
She will.
So now, can you describe a memorable or rewarding moment from your teaching career? Not the one that I reminded you of.
No, that's it. But just like I said, my most memorable one so far was this year. At the end of the year, my graduation. Like I told you, I'm not a crier. I don't get emotional. I do get emotional, but not like that. But I got very emotional this year because this group of kids was just a special group of kids. And I told the parents, and I say everything that I pushed them to do, everything that I asked them to do, everything that I told them they could do, they did it. You know, and I wrote a farewell letter, I read a farewell letter that I wrote to them, and I was just talking about the things that they did and how they listened to me and the stories that we talked about and the lessons that we had, and thank them for laughing at my corny jokes and thank them, you know, for just being them. And then I even told the parents that I wanted one last song, and like I told you, I'll just spontaneously think of something. So I decided I wanted to do The World's Greatest by R. Kelly a week and a half before graduation. But I was like, y'all can do it. I know y'all can learn this song from me. Y'all can do it. And you know, the kids, when they sung that song, you would think that song was like we practiced it all year. You know, and when I heard them sing, I just started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, what about, you know? So I got emotional about that because, you know, I definitely realized this year that you can make a difference in what a child does.
That's right.
And I realized this year that I really made a difference in what those kids could do. And then, you know, and I just, like I said, that was memorable because I looked around and I'm looking in the audience and I got people crying. I look on the stage, all my people on the stage crying. Like I can't even stop crying because everywhere I look, people crying. But yeah, I got, you know, it was just that moment right there. This is my why. This is my why. So yeah, so that's gonna be the most memorable one yet because it was just special this year. And I'm like, I don't know what happened to me. But yeah.
So now, with that, your students, once you have them 1 year, they move on.
Yeah, they move up. But this group, I wanted to move with them. Okay. I said, I told them, I said, y'all, if I could move with y'all, I would. You just have, sometimes you have classes that you just got that relationship with them and the parents, and you just want to move with them. But being that we, at Blackstreet, we stop at kindergarten and they go on to another school. Okay. 1 year I did it when I was a teacher assistant. The teacher and I worked with, we had a pre-K class and we had a relationship with that class and parents and we loved it and we moved up with them to kindergarten. And that was, I really enjoyed that. But I told them, I said, girl, I can go with y'all. But they go to different schools and stuff, so you can't move up with them. But this would have been a group that I would have. But I pray that this year, it's gonna be the same way.
Okay. So now, I'm just curious, because I know like with the little ones we have, they are being in a certain grade. Like when we were growing up, you had first period, second period. When you're in pre-K, do you have the students all day?
All day.
Oh, okay.
All
Okay.
day long.
So
They would
then,
be all
yes.
day, except they only go out for related arts for about an hour.
Okay, and
And then they come back. I got them all day.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then
all
that
day.
is a nice
Mhm.
relationship.
Oh yeah, you
that
do.
you
You,
have.
I mean, they with you all day. I spend
Yeah.
more time with them than I do my own family.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So as our very last question, what changes would you like to see in education, and what advice would you give to future teachers?
Changes I would like to see. I'm big on just listen to your teachers more, because your teachers are the ones that's in the classroom with
That's
the kids.
right. Mm-hmm.
They know what the kids needs. You know, sometimes you have these administrators, at the district level, and they feel because they've been there, and because they've done research and PDs, that they just know what works best
Right.
as a
Mhm.
whole, and then they try to push these things on you,
Mhm.
but then it doesn't work, but they're telling you it does work, and they want you to keep doing it. I just feel like you should always let your teachers be the ones that tell you what works
Mhm.
best, and take that in consideration. So I wish, that's one thing that I wish that they do listen, but I wish that they just would take in teachers and their thoughts and input a little more,
Mhm.
because I feel like it takes a whole team. It takes everybody to teach.
Mhm.
So, make everybody feel that what they think is valuable, or what they think, I know what technology says, I know what research says, I know what people say, and I know what people, but it don't always work. It don't. You know how many PDs I've been to, and books I've studied, and then that don't work. It doesn't work. So like I said, when I close my door, I gotta do what works
Yeah,
for me. And
that's right.
So that, I wish they would just listen a little more, take that into more consideration. And I'm big on behavior, and I'm just seeing where behavior is kind of getting out of hand a little.
Oh,
It's not like when we went to school.
Correct.
It is totally not like when we went
Correct.
to school. And, again, research, PDs telling
Mhm.
different things and different ways you should handle a child, and this,
Mhm.
that, the way we were handled, that doesn't work
Right.
anymore, and
Yeah.
that causes long-term effects and whatever. And I never understand that. I say, because the only effects I see is those type of discipline made teachers and lawyers and doctors and
That's right.
judges and
Absolutely.
successful people,
Absolutely.
But, I just feel like I wish that we can just kind of, get a grip better on kids' behavior, because
Right.
especially at the bigger, you wouldn't believe some of the behavior that we deal with the little kids.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
it's like I ain't never seen that
Oh, yeah.
before. But
They're
definitely
very
when they get out of,
disrespectful.
yeah, they really
I'm
are,
surprised.
like really. And the thing that concerns me is they don't have fear.
Correct.
They're not scared of
Yes.
anything or anybody. I said, God,
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, I don't know who you think you talking about. I ain't scared of you. You don't be scared of me. But I'm that type of person. They see it all in my face and my body language. Don't you come here with that. But I love them. I love them. But yeah.
But usually that starts
Yeah.
at home.
It does start at
It's
home.
because,
It does start at home.
when the parents are not
Yeah.
really parenting, and then they expect you to go to school
They
and
expect
you
us to
parent.
do it all.
Yeah, but then they're mad at you for trying to discipline them in the right
Exactly.
way.
They don't-
So
I've
it's a
had
catch-22.
parents that, chastise a teacher, whatever, cause don't talk to my child like that, or don't talk.
Mhm.
It's a child. I mean,
Correct.
what do you want
But
me
then
to-
they're not reprimanding the child for being disrespectful
They
to an adult.
Exactly.
And
They
that's
reprimand
where-
an adult for saying
for
something to
something
the
to
child,
child,
and
yes.
guess who observed that? The
Yeah,
child, and that's why
correct.
the child acts like that.
Mhm.
And then it's a lot more young parents,
Yeah.
and all of that, and then it's just a lot with that.
Mhm.
So like I said, I'm in my 25th year, and I'm coming up about 4 years before I can retire, and I think that's the part that's really
You know
got
you're not retired.
That's the part that's got me really. That's the part that's really got me really tired.
Mhm.
Kind of just the behavior and the discipline, and it's just making me feel as a teacher that our hands are tied. Like it's only so much we can do, and then while doing that, we watching the behavior get out of hand.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I don't know how much longer I can, because I don't deal with the behavior. I don't.
Oh, we trust me. We know Miss Holmes.
Yeah, they all know Miss Holmes. I had a student. She I think she's like in her 30s now. She got children that graduate from high school, and she came to the school one day, and then somebody just asked her she was saying that I had her in school and stuff, and they asked, well, how was Miss Holmes back then? Somebody asked, and she said, Miss Holmes was nice, but Miss Holmes didn't play. And I just laughed. I said, this is a grown woman, but she remembered that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said, children will, you gotta control children.
Yes.
I mean, that's just it. If you don't control them, they'll control you. And once
That's
once you can't control them, I mean, it's out of your hands. So.
Trust me, as the old folks say, you give them an inch,
that's
they'll
right.
take a mile.
And they take a mile.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or 2 miles.
Exactly.
Nowadays, they're taking 10.
They'll take 10.
It's like they're going far and beyond.
Yeah.
And so that's one good thing. But I am so excited that we got to sit down with you here today. And I hope that the 20 minutes was
I know.
pretty
I think
good.
it's been an hour. I told her. I did give her permission.
But, yes.
She didn't have to get to all the questions, because I could be long-winded with some of them.
Oh, absolutely. But it was a heartfelt. I mean, I could feel the love that you have for the kids, and just knowing that you have teachers out there like you who actually care about the kids. And like I said before, you have some teachers that just don't even care. And so to know that the preschool kids are getting the best care in Walterboro in Miss Holmes' class. And now please don't try to sign up for her class just so your kids can get in there. Even though she has capped. She's capped at 20.
I'll cap that 20. So.
You're like, I only want my child to go to Miss Holmes. But, you can put in a request, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. But I am truly honored to have you sit down. And like I said, this is not going to be the first. This won't be the last. We're going to have a couple of more sit downs with her. We're going to be visiting the class. We'll see how that works, because with the students, we can't really put their faces, I don't think, in there without the parents' permission, but we'll try to navigate, just seeing how Ms. Holmes interact with the students as well. One thing about the video, we can cut their heads off, so hopefully none of them are taller than what I am, so then we can kind of get the interaction.
Emojis in front.
Yes.
They do that all. You got emojis in front of their faces.
So then this will be a great, just a great thing. I'm just excited about this whole thing.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I want y'all to come visit us.
Absolutely.
See what a day is like in Miss Holmes' class.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who do not know, as I mentioned, Miss Holmes, she was a Manigo. She is married, so no, you cannot have her. She's married and she has 2 kids. So for those of you who are asking, no, you cannot. So we just love that. So I just didn't want to not acknowledge the fact that she does have a spouse at home. She has 2 wonderful kids, and a lot of your kids. And so kind of please remember the class, remember the students, remember any teacher really. That is out there, and they're doing a great job for your kids. They're not getting the pay that a lot of people are expecting that they should. They use their money to do it. So in essence, it's almost like free labor. And although it's good because the teachers are teaching your kids, but we just want to make sure that they are having the tools, because it's hard. Like I told my boss at one point, it doesn't matter how the work get done. Upper management only cares about the work that is done. Exactly. And so because of that, your students are being pretty much raised and taught an awesome job by great teachers, and you're not focused on it because you only care about the fact that, hey, they got an education, but not what it took to get them to that point. Exactly. So we're gonna spotlight and keep continuing to show what teachers go through and all the obstacles, good or bad or indifferent, that they have to encounter, and pretty much just having fun. As Ms. Holmes says, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna follow her, we're gonna follow one more person, and if there's anything that you would like to spotlight or get out there to anybody, you can always reach out at wesleygroveaol.com, AOL.com, and we can come to you, or you can come to the church and sit down and talk about something that, you know, that's very interesting to you or anyone else. Like this is something good that's dear to her heart, dear to our hearts, because we're reaching kids and we're reaching people. So, Ms. Holmes, anything you want to share before we close out here today to the folks?
Well, I think I'm good. But again, I would like to thank Wesley Grove United Methodist Church for sponsoring me this year. I really appreciate it. Me and my children will use every single piece very, very thoroughly and very well. I welcome anyone, Wesley Grove, and anyone to come in and read a book. I like for volunteers to come in and read a book. Just let me know, reach out to Joyce and let her know, and then she'll let me know, and I'll work it out with my schedule and let my principal know and let you know when you can come. But I always welcome volunteers in my classroom to read a book. I actually had Sister Natalie Fields from New Life United Methodist Church. She came and read a book, and they absolutely loved the book that she read. So we welcome all of that, and again, thank you so much.
Now, Stacey, what is a good email that if they need to?
My email at school is sholmes@colleton.k12.sc.us. All right, so again, it's sholmes@colleton.k12.sc.us.
Well, again, we would like to thank y'all for sitting down with us and watching, and I hope you enjoyed something. Hope you learned something new. I know I did, and it's always a pleasure and a blessing, and we pray God will continue to shine upon each and every one of you. May you all have a blessed week, a blessed day, and a blessed year. Depending on when you look at this, enjoy, because I know I did. Bye.
Bye.